Hi. This is my vibe today. I am slightly annoyed.
From the past, 30 minutes probably.
Yes, I am slightly annoyed. I've had a great day. Or I don't know what tense to use even, but I had a great day before something happened. But anyway, that's a Monday after a free off Friday for me, which is crazy. I woke up and I know this is pretty stupid, but always when I wake up before work, it's probably something to do with me. I have wet hands. So the first seconds.
Not wet from any type of body interaction.
No. Not that But I wake up and the first seconds I sort of don't realize where I am. And that's why they become wet after I realize what's happening. Okay, it's Monday. You need to go to work to do stuff. And yeah, so I have wet or whatever, moist hands, which is not a nice feeling. So I take my phone into my hand and so I take my phone into my hands and my phone is wet. That's just icky. And then, the more minutes pass and I have to get up for work, I get even more wet. However that sounds now. Don't get me wrong. This is going well. And then, so that happened. But today I also had wet hands. And surprisingly, when I sat down at my laptop and started working, I realized that it's not so bad, sort of. I don't know. I just felt good from the minute I logged in. And I have done a lot.
So, sorry, the work stack was not bad, or
my attitude, the work stack. I don't know how it works. Probably that
something
would
need
to be evaluated by a psychiatrist. But it's a Monday and I am surprisingly upbeat. Can we say it?
Yeah, we should use it more frequently probably.
So yeah, and I was upbeat and then I got annoyed and pissed, but also I'm upbeat again. So I feel like we're going to the right direction. Because this morning I was like, did I surprise you when I wrote down, we need to write gratitude stuff together?
That was very off-brand, first of all. And I don't agree with it. I do it without sharing it without anyone. I'm not writing it down, but I'm thinking about it.
That's nice, but I need to share. That I need to speak it out loud. Yeah. So I was making coffee. I have a new cup that is just beautiful. And I was making coffee and I was like, oh my God, I need to start writing down stuff. I mean, maybe not like in a journal, but that the world is my journal. I need to tell everyone what is happening and each thought needs to sort of come out. But I realized I will do this more. I'm not sure I'm going to bug you or my partner or someone, but someone needs to hear this, of course. Mm-hmm. Or I will do it in this podcast really every week. But today I was so thankful for my new cup, for the weather, that it wasn't too hot, so I didn't sweat my ass off in the morning.
Yeah.
And then something else I was grateful for. I don't remember what.
Yeah, you did list a couple of things.
But I did a list. So that is really off-brand. I feel like I'm becoming a different person.
I don't like the forced journaling that everyone's doing nowadays. Mm-hmm. Because it's just a ritual of we need to do the mindfulness and whatever vibe it is.
Yeah, it's a trend.
So I don't like because everyone's doing it. So now I'm kind of against it.
I understand. But no, I feel like it makes sense sort of to stop and think about it. Because we both tend to be negative sometimes. We get taken aback very quickly by mild inconveniences in life. And then it's so hard to get back and sort of say, okay, this just annoyed me, but let's remember this and that.
It doesn't even affect my personal space at all. It's just I'm annoyed by this even existing in what, society? Just the
life.
General thought.
I don't
but
know.
I've had a lot of those thoughts on Friday when you were off, and I think I've texted you some of it.
Yeah. And I didn't care because I was having ice cream somewhere.
You just completely disregarded all of my very deep thoughts.
I did. I did.
Yeah, you've ignored me.
Oh my God.
You sent me a photo of your tapas. That I don't care about at all. But it has all the ingredients that I hate. I don't like olives. I don't like that. What is it?
Chorizo?
Some sort of
cheese? Yeah. I don't know. Oh my God. I would eat it again. But I actually did. That is very rude.
I tried to not to stay on the surface level of why I hate things. I tried to analyze why the world is tricking me into thinking that I'm the problem. Well, really,
No, but
I'm not.
you seen like how our mother texted us today and she said something about today, and then I go up in this conversation that she sent 3 months ago. She sent a picture of some food, and I was like, "Oh, they look nice. I'm only seeing this now."
You use that strange emoji that you never do, sort of like you're offended. Not the steam out of your nose.
I know. No,
which
it's not
I
offended.
probably,
It means
but it was
like,
the.
oh,
I don't
sorry,
know.
I'm so clumsy.
What's the 2 dots and an L sort of, or a big I? You know what I mean?
No idea, but I wanted
don't
to
know what
say
that emotion
that
is
I'm sort
even.
of like clumsy. Sorry, forgot. But that's me. I read messages all the time and I don't reply because I am reading them as I am
depending.
going.
Yeah.
You know, and I never get back because I forgot that I should have. That's just me, but that's not rude. That's just oopsie, forgot. Because I'm
somehow.
too chaotic.
So I need to
Yeah,
recharge the
but-
positive vibes. But I think the positivity came from me being happy, me being focused a lot on myself. And now I feel like I am reading more news and more things about things happening around the world. Not even around the world, really. Things that really are happening in our space of where we live and who we talk to and things like that. Where
Yeah.
I feel like things are slightly worse. So
Yeah.
it just bothers me. I feel like there's no coming back from a lot of things.
But that's also, I feel like that's a millennial thought as well.
Maybe.
Isn't it because the world is changing so much and our childhood was just our childhood period might have been hard for the adults back then or something, but it was so easy for us as kids. We were just playing and no screens or anything, and everything was pretty straightforward.
And the world was relatively at peace, probably at the time.
Also, very simple rules, I felt like. And now everything's
Everything's
with
confusing
AI,
now.
Yeah, with AI and everything,
I don't
everything's just becoming more confusing. Even like at work or something, you feel like you're slowly going into a wall, and this wall is sort of
like,
there's
where
still
do
some
we
space, but what is next?
Go back from here.
No, there's no going
And how
back.
do we? So I find it to be deeply frustrating for me personally. It's frustrating. It's not even. I don't feel sad about it. I'm just angry or frustrated that no one sent us a memo about what's happening. Sort of.
No one, and we
really
when we were sort of ending the teenage years and going into whatever is called being an adult, although when you're 18 or like 21, you're not necessarily, ripe and mature to be an adult. But I feel like we were promised that you just need to study, you just need to like educate yourself, and everything is going to be fine.
Yeah,
like,
you're the first generation that will have it easier, sort of.
Yeah, everything will be easy. And now I'm like,
and this is why I always feel stupid in a way, because we have it easier in many ways.
Oh yeah.
But then there's other stuff where I feel like, okay, now I still have probably like, let's say 50 years to live. How am I going to prepare myself for what's coming?
Yeah, the worst, I think,
and that we already see happening, and people created it. It's not like someone hijacked any type of...
Let's say it out loud. Boomers created it. No, I'm kidding.
A lot of
but
the times.
Like, of course, like boomers will tell us, like parents, like people from that sort of whatever generation will tell us that, oh, they've had it so difficult. Now it's so easy. You have everything and stuff.
And that is sort of parents
true.
would tell them the same, because
that is sort of true, because if we sort of like develop the world and technology and everything, and there's so many things that are more simple, and you don't have to do many things. Like even you don't have to cook if you don't want to. There's so many things you can do that you couldn't do in the past. But I feel like it's getting more and more artificial, and we are losing like the human touch, really. And now I'm sounding like a boomer, but I really hate where this is going. Yeah. I hate the pace. I hate the constant feeling of, let's do it better. Let's overdo ourselves. This is so tiring. Can we just sit down and be us for like a short period?
The culture of constant growth is really... And I don't necessarily need to participate in that.
Yeah.
But in a way,
you
it's
can
like you
You can,
because you're using certain services and that keeps changing. And I just want to,
Yeah.
you whatever I do, I want to go to the same
unsubscribe.
place.
Yeah, you can unsubscribe to some extent as a private person. So you can unsubscribe from some stuff
Right.
after work. But if you're working somewhere or if you're functioning in some sort of broader social, situation, families and stuff, friends,
Yeah.
different things, having kids, you cannot unsubscribe from everything.
There's
and
just
that
no
feels,
escape.
And the worst, and the
Yeah.
worst you said also for me is that you cannot plan. And for me, I am a planner. I'm analytical. So I really love having plans. I have plans for my holidays and trips and free weekends until the end of December. That is me. Whenever January comes, I do that because I love it. It makes me feel safe. It makes me feel like I have anything to look forward to and stuff like that. Like I returned from a trip, let's plan another trip. Not saying that I need to be on a trip constantly, just to have that something to look forward to and like a plan. So the fact that someone now tells me, or the world tells me, like, oh, you cannot really make a plan that is longer than like until tomorrow or something, or you can maybe plan for a month or something.
Yeah, that's true.
That is just like so frustrating, but
First
also
of all,
stressful.
back off.
That's so
This
stressful.
is my schedule and you should not mess with it. This is what really annoys me. And the second thing, what really triggers me a lot is when I need to adjust to someone else's schedule because someone else decide that now small things. Apps keep changing. And there is certain functionality about it that I don't feel like I want. Why do I need to now switch off certain functionalities?
Yeah.
While really I was not asking
You
for
hate
it.
the
I hate it so
you hate
much.
the new software updates for like phones and stuff.
I'm probably behind on like 18 of them.
Yeah,
which
but at some point
it's
you
gonna
will
stop
need to do it.
working. Things like that annoy me. What I find extremely confusing, we keep changing rules, okay? And this is not fine. We can't go like that because I'm not, as you know, I like certain rules, but then I also am for altering some of them.
No, I mean, I feel like we need rules. I am not a fan
as a general like frame of
like there's
how
no
we function.
possibility this world would function without any like clear rules. But I must also say that, as you say, these rules change constantly. Like you just catch up with something and then they change it. And then something else again happens. And it's so hard to keep up. And funny enough, our dad told our mom the other day that
what?
That something they were talking about Easter, blah, blah, how we meet or not meet or whatever, some family gathering. And he goes like, let's do whatever. She's going to change her mind anyway because she constantly changes her mind. And I was like, whoa. Oh, let's detangle that. So I'm calling her because obviously I don't know this from the person that said it. This is like
so
we're
she
passing
told
information.
you
Yeah,
that
she told me sort of like by accident. She was like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to tell you because you later get so annoyed." And I'm like, yeah. And so I'm asking her to like, what is the exact context of me changing my mind? And she's like, oh, you said something. He said that you said 3 years ago that you would do something,
blah, blah.
and you didn't do it. And I was like, what? Isn't the whole, and this is so boomer-like as well. Like, isn't
to
the
focus
whole,
on something, on the one quote that no one would normally
like,
care about,
everything
and
is
pull it.
changing. Wake up, Karen. And then on the other hand, like, why am I not supposed to change my mind? I can change my mind 400 times a day if I want that.
It's irrelevant. If you change your mind in that space, that doesn't matter. It would be a problem if you were to say, actually, I want to change, I don't know, something really significant, something big, you know? And also, this doesn't affect them at all. You can either go or not go.
What was that about?
Where,
No, so annoyed. I feel like, why does someone even take, but this is also a boomer thing. Like, why do you take time to analyze me? Like, I don't analyze you. I can only analyze the state of the world that happened because of your actions, sir.
Annoying.
This really gets me.
I know, annoying. So annoying.
Yeah.
But I will also tell you one thing. I mean, Easter and, whatever, you're going to go or you're not going to go.
Yeah,
that doesn't matter. None of that matters.
Exactly, it doesn't matter.
But you're also just annoyed by the fact that it keeps on coming back.
Why do I need to keep apologizing for, like, whatever, making a decision?
I really think we all should be even more unapologetic. I think we both live right?
Exactly. Like, why can I so by this logic, I would say, okay, I like water with lemon. And if I tomorrow say, oh, sorry, I actually think water with orange is better. So water with so water with lemon is off the table. I don't want it anymore. And he'd go like, "Ugh, you constantly change your mind. Like, isn't that human?
So what?
Isn't that part of like you're growing as a person?
I woke up. I'm multidimensional. Okay, today I don't feel like it. Today I want to treat
Multidimensional,
myself like
also called bipolar. No, that's not laugh. That's an actual
What
disorder.
if I want to feel like I live in the south of France today and I'm going to do the south of France type of vibe, you know? And then tomorrow I want to feel like I live in, I don't know, Japan, okay? And treat me with a nice warm
I
soup
feel like
for
some
breakfast.
people just like to have opinions about you and, you know, and they like to have rules. And if you move on them...
It's a saved default about you that you change your mind. But I think maybe you have not been changing your mind recently as much.
I am like,
you know?
I was like...
It's just something that they remember or he remembers about you from back when you were 8 years old.
When you were like 8 years old. Yeah, exactly. And
so I always say it's so unfair that adults see your entire journey and they can compare you to the you from back in 2001. And I've only lived here for a while.
And another fun part of this is then I will go at some point like, why do you do this? Why do you question me? I'm your kid. And he goes like, how long will you be a kid? And I'm like, your kid probably until forever. We all live here, but I don't know. Let me check that. Oh, no, seriously. Like, sorry, this is very private, but I just... Right. I have actually 3 tags. Nice. I have 3 tags that I received throughout my life. And as you say, some can come from the time when I was 3 years old and some when I was 18, but they just stuck like shit to your shoe. So basically, the first thing is, of course, that I change my mind constantly, which I don't think is true, but okay, thanks for the feedback, sir. Yeah. And then that I am manipulative. That's been a thing. So when I said something to grandma when I was like 13 and then said it to mom, that destroyed the whole family. Like, you've been a manipulative. And then there's something else that I'm like, not even sure that's a word, but that, you know, according to him, I make everything about me, that I'm self-centered or something. Or, I don't know, like looking at exact you, word, but I think that you do it more, but okay. You know, so these things just stuck. And I'm not annoyed by someone thinking that, but I'm more annoyed that people keep sort of repeating things that have no factual background. And why do I need to also sort of listen to it and reply to it? You know what I mean? Like, what is that?
Yeah, am I being confronted with someone's idea of who you are? Well, really, do you know me at this point? We don't live together. Being interrogated by the police while I'm just here living and being myself. So but the fact that you need to explain yourself to anyone is just like, what? Remember
how we went to stand up once?
Yeah,
right?
Recently.
We went to a stand-up and last year, and it was all about being unapologetic, like the stand-up, but the person as well. And we back then said like, "Ooh, let's be more." I mean, maybe you said it. I was so starstruck that I was almost crying, and took a picture with that person where I have no eyes, but because I was like
something you never do. But it's a nice photo actually. I forgot about it.
It's cute, and I just remembered today. But we back then said like, let's be more
appalling.
That's deal. But unapologetic. And I feel like you're better at it because you're more sure of that. You're more sure as a person that what you think for yourself is the right thing. I am not. I am constantly questioning myself, mirroring myself against others, situations, life, whatever. So I want to be unapologetic, and I like to think I am, but I don't think I am actually. And
no, because then you feel like you need to explain yourself again for why you chose to be unapologetic with this.
Yeah. So this is room for improvement. So you could teach me actually.
I think I've tried for many years. I think we're past it.
No, but I think it's such a character
but it's
trait
an age thing as well.
Age thing. I
think you get more unapologetic and more just like, I don't care.
But you're younger than me, so it doesn't really make the rule.
Yeah, but I'm what was my age? 72 or something when we were recently checking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, makes sense.
So that's something about this. I don't know. I think one thing that I really thought about when it comes to back in how the world was better, going to a movie rental store on a Friday afternoon and choosing what you want to watch and then committing to watching this, because then it's sort of, it's not like, oh, I'm going to watch something on streaming or not because I put it on my list, and
And
I
pause it
I
and
can
like
do
whatever.
it. I can do what I want with it, and I can go
Yeah.
back to it, whatever.
Yeah.
Once you have a physical copy of the movie
Was
in
that
your
expensive,
house,
by the way?
I don't think so, but I
remember.
could not tell you what it would cost.
Oh, but it
I
was
have
such
no
a big
idea.
part of our childhood.
Oh, it was
Don't you feel
amazing.
like?
I loved it.
There were so many of these rentals in the city where we used. It was
Yeah.
a small town, really, but
It was the whole thing.
There were so many, and we
each
were really
weekend,
excited.
I feel like we would go there.
And do you remember the lady sitting, and that it was like a little. Whatever, what is it? Like a little store, really.
Yeah.
And do you remember her sitting there with like many VHSs around her head, and she had a little TV where she
would
always
always
had
watch something.
Yeah,
It
she would
was so
always
cool.
have something on, and we would be like, "Oh, do you recommend it? What is it?" Like, that's true.
I also still remember
But
how
remember,
we
like
will-
you wouldn't be able to rent it because she was watching it. You would need to come back next time when
right?
she would be.
And also
they
there
didn't
was a
have
thing
copies.
about, oh, can we really get this movie? Because it's like, I don't know, 16 plus or something, or I don't know what the,
Oh yeah,
what
they
the
had a
limitation
porn
was.
section as well. It was crazy. They had like adult
Probably.
movies as well in that
No,
store.
but even I remember once we went there to rent Practical Magic, I think it is, with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman.
Love that
and it was a
movie.
slightly scary movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was
love
great.
that
It's
movie.
autumn. It's like a very classic.
Wait, did I hear that it's coming back for like?
Really?
Yeah, that it's coming
No,
back
I
for
told
like a
you
part.
that I watched it recently, I think, and was on TV.
No, I think I saw
And
that
I-
it's coming back. That there's going to be
But is
some
the
part
vibe going to
of-
be the same?
No,
It's
probably
just-
not.
It was an amazing movie for I think it was like, the soundtrack was amazing. It was a very early just early autumn type of vibe in a small town somewhere in the US. I don't remember where it was exactly. And it was great. It was really great. So
Practical Magic 2 is an upcoming American romantic fantasy film directed by blah, blah, blah. The film is based on some book, and it will actually star Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman.
Ooh. No, that's going to be, but yeah. So
I love Sandra Bullock.
I think I like her too, yeah.
I love her. I mean, Kidman is fine, but it's not.
Wait,
I'm not
Sandra
the biggest
Bullock?
fan or something.
Sandra Bullock, well, I like her for playing Virginia Woolf in The Hours.
Yeah,
That was a great movie. Sandra Bullock, I don't think you've ever watched While You Were Sleeping. That's such a January movie.
Wait, While You Were Sleeping is a movie?
Yeah.
Because I was like, you never watched it while you were sleeping. I was like, probably not.
No, that's a title. No, that's a title. Sandra Bullock. And Sandra Bullock,
Wait, Were You
she?
Sleeping? I feel like that's a thriller.
No, While You Were Sleeping is a great, it's a, I'm going to say rom-com, but it's not, I don't know.
Oh no,
But it's-
I confused it because that's Sandra Bullock. I confused it with a thriller that was based on a movie that I watched on a book. Based on a book that I watched with Nicole Kidman. That was like, I don't know, Don't Close Your Eyes or Before You Go to Sleep or something like. It was a thriller.
No.
So I confused that. But yeah. And Sandra Bullock we loved in Crash. Crash was a great movie.
You recently said that I am basically, when I get frustrated and when I get
you
really
sound like
irritated,
that.
I am like her because I feel like everything's really getting on my nerve. And then she fell down the stairs, which I hope is not going to happen to me. But
Fingers crossed. You have no stairs that helps. You do it.
That's idiot. No, but Crash and also Ryan Phillippe or whatever the pronunciation is also had a part in there.
He played there?
He was one of the cops.
Oh, he did. Oh, and
Great movie.
And Ben.
Great
Ben,
movie.
Ben. No, wait. What was his name? Matt
Damon.
No, not Matt Damon. The
Dillon.
other Matt Dillon.
I don't know which one
I
of them
love
is.
Matt Dillon. I
Matt
confuse
Dillon.
him with Ben Affleck a bit, to be honest. Like that.
You're a little too obsessed with Ben Affleck. I feel
I was talking about it last time. But Matt Dillon. Oh, Matt Dillon is hot. I mean,
Anyway.
he wasn't too hot in that movie. He was kind of creepy, but
You need, if there's anyone who has not watched this movie, because I've watched it probably like a year ago
while
to
you
see
were
whether
sleeping,
it's still
or Crash.
both. While You Were Sleeping is a January movie to me, and Crush is more of a gonna say September, October.
I thought
but it
maybe
could also
summer
be
because this
April.
is when shit goes down.
Maybe.
And the
I don't
movie
know.
is sort of about shit going down. So
Sort of, yeah. I don't know. I really liked it. So no, what was I saying? So
about
the
Sandra
rental
Bullock,
store, Sandra
Practical
Bullock.
Magic. Yeah, we were renting a VHS. Oh my god, we do off topic so much. It's so hard.
But see, so this is never gonna come back. Renting a movie, because you can rent a movie online now, and I don't think it's the same. Me paying $2.50 or something for a movie on any type of a platform, even if even if it's not streaming, where you have I don't know, a library of things you can watch, but there's other platforms where you can buy things for 24 hours or something, right? I'm never doing that. Like, I don't know. That's not the same. And also, even if you started watching a movie on Friday and it was the whole family watching it and everything, if you felt like, oh, I need to, time for a nap or something, you would rewatch the final whatever scenes you've missed or
Yeah.
something. It was so important
Yeah.
to use that VHS for the time you've had it in your house,
great.
and then you had to give it back.
And when did you
specific
did
time?
you rent it for 24 hours or what was it?
I
Could
feel
you
like it. I
extend?
don't.
I think you could extend.
You could extend, but there probably was a fee or something.
yeah, there was
I don't remember the prices at all, but I don't think it was. I think it was pretty accessible for everything. It was
No, yeah.
probably more cheap
I don't.
than.
But do you remember also when we played as kids? That we had our own
We had
VHS
our own-
store, and so we were making the sort of the counter was on the ironing board, yes, and then we had like an old keyboard, like old, I don't know, now it would be old, but like a key, like a
Like
out
a
of use
regular PC keyboard.
yeah, and we used to use old. We came up with coding that like if you press F7, it's gonna be a specific subject.
But
for
there
a
was no
movie
screen, so it was
category.
just a
No.
keyboard, just
Exactly,
for your
just a keyboard.
understanding.
So
the
this
code
is
means
all-
nothing.
Yeah, but let's talk about
But we had it with
imagination.
Post-its to, like, here's DVDs and here's VHS movies,
Yeah.
and this is,
But let's talk about imagination. How much imagination did
I
kids
think
have
we were
back
geniuses, really.
then? Crazy. The stuff you come up with when you have time on your hands and don't have any stuff disturbing you, like screens and
Sort
things.
of. I don't know.
people.
I think we really had a great childhood in that sense, for coming up with ideas, inventing things. And then also what was funny, we would agree on an approach, or sometimes at our grandparents in the garden, we would take a big bucket, fill it up with water, and fill it up with some sort of weird stuff that you would find in your
pines,
just
some
just
wood,
grass,
just grass.
whatever, leaves.
Yeah.
Put it in, call it a mixture. Pretend like it's practical magic or something.
Yeah.
And then we would pour it over the grass and say, well, now it's going to grow beautifully.
I love that so much.
It was so awesome. And we would just all agree on the fact that this is how you should do it.
Yeah.
There would be no discussions. You know what I mean?
No.
Just amazing times. And we're going to circle back to those a lot, probably, because... But that specifically was a thing that on Friday afternoon, when you were sipping your margarita, I was at home and I was thinking about, wow, there's probably a lot of money I would pay for this to exist, just to have one store.
Yeah.
I would pay.
I mean,
I'm
pretty sure it
to
exists
just have that
to some
experience.
extent.
No, I
somewhere.
googled it, and it
Googled
does.
it.
I think it exists somewhere in, like, I don't know, probably in the U.S. or something. Like,
I feel
there's
like
maybe
I've
one.
seen this somewhere, but maybe not where we are now.
But now, even if they would, I don't know, build one, create one, whatever, just open one, it would be a hipster thing, and it wouldn't just have the vibe. It was always slightly dirty. It wasn't fancy at all. There was
it
nothing
wasn't
fancy about it.
No. And the fact that you are so gem afraid after COVID, especially, can you imagine taking a
No.
VHS and someone had it at home and someone had it somewhere in their
I would
car
probably
and you
have
would
to
touch
take it for a week for it to lay on my hallway for 2 days.
So the germs would go.
No, I find it to be really
away.
gross.
Yeah.
I find it to be really gross.
But
But
I
I don't know.
Just
It
an
would
idea, and we
probably.
never. I don't think
but I
we've
was
ever
thinking
thought about that back then. About germs, maybe
no,
our mom
but
did,
as a kid, you don't think about it at all. I think maybe some kids do.
So
but
that
I
is
don't
something
think.
also I would like to go back because I get too
It
annoyed
was
about.
just
I need to
the
clean
whole
that and
going
clean that.
there. The idea of getting something prepped for a Friday night. I just love a Friday night idea of anything. I love a quiz show on a Friday night. I just want this to be that big firework starting your weekend that's just cool in a way, you know?
Yeah.
And it's gonna set the mood for what
Yeah.
I don't know.
That ain't coming back.
And just the you know, what movie are we gonna? I remember us watching the Pirates of the Caribbean or something once, and I remember that back then I already knew that's not a movie I'm gonna subscribe to ever to any other parts of it, which it has had.
Is
What,
it
3 or
sci-fi?
4?
No, what is it? Like
I don't know, hard to tell.
yeah.
But I also don't like pirate movies altogether. So, but now I know. But anyway, there's random movies that I remember that we would watch specifically. But also you would buy DVDs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
And
it was
CDs
also,
and stuff. It's
and
crazy. I
CDs.
mean, probably now people do it as well, but it's not as
I mean, I
common.
do,
Yeah, but
I
it's not
do.
as common as it used to be. Like
It's not.
I was thinking about the first CD I've ever gotten really was Backstreet Boys. I think we went to a town where they had like a store because we lived in a smaller town, so they didn't have it. So we went there,
It was
our
a
dad,
bookstore, actually.
yeah, bookstore,
think so.
like and our dad actually went in and got the white. I'm not sure what title that CD was, but they were all in white, and it was called Millennium or
Hello? I don't know.
I don't know. But our dad was like, I bought this for you. And then he was listening to it all the time. So this was also
But we had a lot of
funny.
CDs because we grew up in a house that was really filled with music. All
But-
around. Yeah.
But my first cassette, let's talk about
Yeah.
that. Because we also had cassettes and like whatever that was called, dude, like a Walkman.
Walkmans were amazing.
No, Walkman is for CDs. What is it?
I don't know what the
Whatever, the cassette listener. I don't know. Like, it's crazy you don't remember these things. But
But you would have no. But yeah, that was the thing. But
So
you would
I
also
had-
have yeah. Tell me.
I had my first cassette was Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle.
Yeah, that was big.
That was big. I was like 11. I
What
bought
a
it for
great
like
album.
really my like first money that I got from my grandma or from someone.
Yeah.
And it was just the best buy. I was so happy. I felt so
No, we
mature.
would
Like I
listen
was
to it
buying
constantly,
shit.
and then you had to revert it back to the beginning
And
with a
also,
pencil.
let's talk about Genie in a Bottle
No,
being
let's not.
not
Okay,
being the
let's leave
lyrics
it.
for an 11-year-old.
No,
But
very
we didn't.
strange.
But we didn't speak English at that time.
No,
so
we
it
wouldn't
didn't really
understand what it was about, but we had a whole concept of how we want to dance. We had a choreography. We would do the classic thing that kids do to just work on something.
And I just want to confirm that I remembered that yes, this album from the Backstreet Boys was called the Millennium.
Millennium, just
Yeah.
simply.
Yeah, and it was all white and blue, and they were dressed in white.
I
Yes.
remember it. I remember
I'm
the
shocked
cover
I remember
for
this
it.
because I forgot
is
so many
shocking.
things in my life.
And do you remember when, because of buying CDs, it was a thing that you would go to a book/music/something type of a store, an actual physical store,
Yeah.
and you would be able to listen to a CD before buying it. There were headphones, and there was a whole setup for you to listen.
Oh yeah, like
You
a
remember that?
Oh, that was also
That's
disgusting.
very
Thinking
disgusting.
about putting
But
them on.
back then, everything was sort of
Yeah, no one thought about anything.
what about a phone booth? That is so disgusting as a
I
concept.
peed myself once in a phone booth.
Also, you remember when you peed yourself? Can we say that? When you
Yeah.
peed yourself when we watched
Crossroads.
Roads.
Yes, I am still not
with
good at
Britney.
peeing on time because I am so chaotic that I sort of like I get tangled up in my thoughts and the tasks I do and stuff, and then I'm like, I'm gonna pee myself, and then of course I don't pee myself anymore because I'm not a child, so I go to an
No, but it's like I
actual-
peed myself. It's one drop or something.
No,
that
but I
feels
actually
like
peed myself twice and it wasn't a drop. And that was when I was a child. And yes, first was when I
Why
was
a phone booth? Did you try to
No,
cover it up?
first
in a
let's
way?
talk about the cinema. We were big Britney Spears fans, of course. We went.
Of course.
Our dad took us to cinema, and he left us there basically. And I
Yeah.
remember I had like
You
a
went
pink,
shopping or something?
Yeah, whatever.
And-
I had
yeah.
a pink jacket which I loved, and I just couldn't like. It was just right at the end of the movie, and I really couldn't hold it in. And I was probably like 11 or something,
Yeah.
and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go. And I just peed myself. And I remember that Dad picked us up and I was just like, okay, here's my jacket. It's on me because I peed myself. So yeah, that was one thing. I just decided that was just a bold move.
Britney comes first,
Yeah,
okay?
I decided to just pee myself, which
But
is so
also,
great for the
who
seats
in
and
the
people.
right mind would leave. I would never leave watching a movie to go to pee. For me, it's the
People
number
do that
one
all
thing
the
that you
time.
need to think about prior
Unless
to.
you have diarrhea, I would never leave. Yes. But
No,
people do
I'm
it all the
seated.
time.
I'm watching it, and whatever comes, I need to watch the movie. Because also back then, it was not a thing for you to rewatch it or because it was not available up until you know,
No, I
if
was
you would
recently
buy.
watching Hamnet at the cinema, and someone left midway and came back after like 10 minutes. I was like, excuse
No,
me.
I'm shook when people do that because that's to me diabolical.
Diabolical is a good word.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second time I peed myself, actually don't remember my name. Yeah, I did remember my name. No, my age, I wanted to say. But it was it was pouring. It was raining like crazy, and I couldn't go home because it was so pouring. And I was like, maybe it was like 15 minutes from home by walk. And I was like, I'm going to go into that booth. And I was there. It was sort of like...
Was it the one across the street? Because we had one close to our house.
No. It was a bit farther away next to like a newspaper stand, sort of. And so it was...
I remember.
Yeah, so it was like
on a
Saturday. Everything was closed. And there was no... In a small town like this, there was no like cafe. There was no cafe to go and like pee, right? So then I stood in the booth and I was like, okay, that's nice because it's not raining on me. Although it wasn't
How
like...
is it so warm all of a sudden?
But it wasn't raining on me because it was maybe dropping. And then I was like, oh my God, now I realize that I'm safe and I'm not soaking and it's not pouring on me. I actually need to pee. And I actually peed there, I think.
And you know what happens to the best?
That's crazy, Jesus. But I was a kid, mind you. I don't do it anymore, okay?
No, it's
I
fine.
don't want to.
Okay.
I want to go on record.
You don't want to curate a false.
I want to go on record and say I haven't peed myself in at least 20 years. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's a fight. It's a fight.
Which language was that?
I don't. None. Literally none.
Simlish. Do you remember? No, but one more thing. Do you remember? Like we did.
We had our
own language. Would you be able to say it one more time? What?
No, but it was really funny, and also we disagreed on something, and without knowing what we're talking about,
and we're like, yeah, that's what it sounds like. No, that doesn't make sense. And there was we didn't like make a dictionary or anything. That wasn't complex at all. It was just like let's talk like this, and it's our language.
Yeah. No, but we had a lot of things like that.
I have no idea what it sounded like.
No, I couldn't tell you what exactly it was, but it was.
But something very like fluffy. Probably we sounded like Arabic or something because there was no real word, so we don't understand Arabic.
Maybe.
So it could have been like
I don't know. It could. Yeah. I don't know. But that also was kind of iconic.
Iconic. I am wondering if there's more millennials out there who used to do that, like children that used to make their own languages and no one understood. Probably. That just sounds like
it has to be a thing.
Yeah, that just sounds like being a kid and having too much time on your hands.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. Great
I wish
times,
I had
honestly.
time for that now to make up my own language. I can barely find time to pee. But But I'm not gonna pee myself.
Not now, at least.
No.
Anyway, I wanted to say, I wanted to grab a water, but
I'm getting hungry. What time is it? I'm constantly hungry.
Have you eaten anything before? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've eaten so much today already. I could be done by now, but I'm still hungry. Anyway, yeah. By the way, I had such a great pizza, I must tell you. I mean, it wasn't...
Today?
No. on Friday as well. I've had a lot of food on Friday. No, was it Saturday?
No.
Whatever. I was out. And I had such a great... It's not your vibe, so you wouldn't eat it, but it was so good. I think it was the best pizza I've ever had in years.
Very strange, because you're not a pizza person.
I'm not a pizza person. But it was much better than the pizza we ate together not that long ago in the city we are in.
Yeah, I don't remember the one you've had. Something with honey, was it?
Yeah, something. But you mean like the place was supposed to be already so good. And I went to like a really random place in another city. And the crust was amazing. The dough was amazing. It was just so good. Like I really keep dreaming about it. And I had it on Saturday. It was crazy good.
So the base of the
everything
pizza
was
very
perfect.
Good.
It was like 10 out of 10. And it
what toppings? What are we talking? Was it a?
It's gonna be hard for you. It was a truffle pizza.
Oh,
so I had like white sauce because I hate tomatoes on a pizza. So it had white sauce, like that sauce, but like a white base, truffles, some pancetta, some Italian
I think a
pancetta.
white base is just that there's literally nothing either.
I think there's
or
nothing.
it's,
No, some people
or
put
it's-
cream, which I hate. That's too
like
heavy.
creme fraiche.
But white, it was just like probably like olive oil and some whatever. And then of course mozzarella, truffles, pancetta, which is like Italian for the bacon.
So
or
double
whatever.
meat?
No, truffles is not like. Truffles.
No, you did. What did you say?
No, I said pancetta and truffles and mozzarella.
Oh, mozzarella. I thought mortadella, and I was like, oh.
No, that would have been too much. But I like how we accent. We're not Italian, full disclosure. But it was so good. I couldn't believe how good it was. I was like eating. I was like, why
Was it a
does
new
it end?
place?
Yeah, in another city.
And the city you like, or the one that you don't?
The one that I don't like.
So you're never gonna go back.
Yeah, I feel like.
So this is why you're now obsessively thinking about it, because you feel like, oh God.
I'm literally like I feel like really I'm babbling because saliva came up. I just think about it so much. No, but it was crazy good. I rarely am eating something at a restaurant and I'm going like, this is so good. I mostly like say, oh, that's nice, that's fine or something.
Yeah.
But this was so crazy good and I just cannot stop thinking about it. And mind you,
but
again,
it's
I
not
don't
far
I'm not a
away. You
pizza.
could go.
Well, 3 hours.
You know what? Now it is a sort of a window that new stuff opens when it comes to food again, like asparagus and stuff like that.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
gonna be
The new food season.
Yeah. So good stuff coming, definitely.
Yeah.
And good. You're gonna have a lot of good salads, things that are just more fresh. I love food that is. You don't care,
but,
right?
like, we're talking about pizza and you're talking about salad. I don't know.
No,
how
but
that-
but yeah, because
I don't know how that relates. But okay, off topic.
Anyway, I think we're good for now. I really need to drink water because you didn't offer any to me.
Yeah, because I'm not nice. I don't know. I just don't think about drinking because I'm so hungry. If someone could bring that pizza to me from Saturday, I would literally pay them money, real money. Real money. That is
not monopoly money.
That is 100 euro tops. But like, yes.
No, I would. You know what? I would eat really
100, like 10. I wanted to say what? I wouldn't pay.
I don't know what.
For
Did you
anything.
mention a currency or what?
Yes,
100 of what?
euro. I said, and I was like, what? No, I would pay 10.
No, but 10 is, babe. That's not gonna do.
That's already so much. You remember when we went to a country where we used to live, and I brought 300 euro, and I spent it in 2 days on food only. Which I mean, I wouldn't say that it's
everything you should be now. Iconic, unapologetic. Just yeah. That was crazy, but that also it's a running gag for what 10 years now.
Yeah. Back then I could still afford
Pop
stuff
off.
for 300. Now 300 euro wouldn't be such a big deal. I think like maybe I should.
No,
have
but it still
the
is
double.
crazy for a week. For a week of not doing anything fancy, just going to regular grocery
Yeah,
stores.
the grocery store and getting shit that I used to have as a kid because I love it. Actually, there's a sweet that I really loved from my childhood that you don't like, that is chocolatey. And yesterday I saw a man and I was like to my partner, I said like, do you see him? His head looks like the sweet. I was like, literally I could find him in that bag. That was my thought. I'm going to tell you later. Cannot disclose it.
I don't know what we're talking about at this point. But it's okay. It's okay. Okay, so you're going to tell me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so